Hi guys, it's James.
It's Cameron.
Back with a review of Lost Season 1, Episode 4, Walkabout. As I said, this is 4th episode into Lost, and it's a John Locke episode, and this is the episode where we established that in his past he was paralysed. I don't think he to the third series how he was paralysed, but yeah, he was in a wheelchair for 4 years, which must have been from 2000 to 2004, and when he realises the plane's crashed, he can read his toe realising that he's no longer paralysed and in a wheelchair. So, Cameron, what happens in the episode?
Basically what happens is that Locke realises that it's getting really, like there's a shortage of food now, and he needs to figure out how to get food for everyone to survive.
So basically, he decides that the best way to get the food is to hunt it. As you may remember in the episode, Sawyer is having an argument with the rest of the camp, and Locke really joins in by throwing his knife almost at Sawyer.
Yeah.
And I think this is where we learn that he has all the knives. He has lots and lots of knives in his case. So
that will make it easier to, hunt a bit boars.
So basically, himself, which is what, Kate and Michael, I think it is, yeah, Michael and Kate, go off
to find
the boars. So Kate and Michael are mainly just Locke's sort of bait. So Locke can it makes it a lot easier for Locke to find the boar. And also we get to know that Kate has good tracking skills as well as Locke. So yeah.
Yeah, and also in the episode they want to hold a memorial service behind the fuselage, and they're going to burn the fuselage with all the dead people who died in the crash in it, and they're just going to read out the names of the people who died.
I think it's led by Claire. Yeah, it was Claire's basically idea. She asked Jack to find it here, and he isn't really cool with the idea at first, saying that they're busy and they have other things to do. And Saeed argues with him, saying that everyone has religion, so they should be buried in a certain sort of way. So Jack thinks that we found to burn it, the plane, the fuselage, and other people inside it, because it's going to attract all. So there's basically an insight of the episode, but one scene that we didn't really get hold of was the end scene where Locke, I think it's the final flashback.
He makes the whistle.
Oh, that's an
interview
with Asa, or second pilot. The ending in this episode is Locke in the flashback, and he's in a man's office where he's ready to go on his walkabout, but the man isn't really letting him do it because of his condition in the wheelchair, because it will affect the insurance company. So he doesn't get Locke on the bus, and he says he'll fly Locke back to the States. But Locke isn't happy with this. He doesn't want to go to the States. He wants to have his walkabout. The coach leaves, and it's where Locke first introduces his catchphrase, "Don't tell him what he can't do," which is one of the iconic Lost catchphrases. But then a really nice ending to it is he is actually not at the memorial service. He's sitting on the beach, and he's actually looking at his wheelchair, and you see the fire, and the wheelchair is in the fire. So Locke smiles at this, and that's the end of episode 4. So what do you think of the episode?
I'd probably I'd give it 8.5 out of 10. I thought it was actually a great episode about knowing Locke's history and how he ended up being on the plane. And probably my favourite part in the episode was he throws the knife next to Sawyer at the chair, and it's like, we hunt. So 8.5 out of 10.
I'm going to give it a 9 for me, because it's my favourite Locke-centric episode. Flashbacks are really top quality. His history you really love like the first few episodes because it gives you the most information on how they come to be on the plane. And the end, the last flashback is 10 out of 10 for me. And the ending, it's probably in the top 5, 3, maybe the best ever lost ending to an episode. And I'd say my favourite moment was, yeah, the last flashback is really, really good. Although the other flashbacks, they're not bad, they just don't compare with the last. So 9 out of 10 to me, and maybe even the strongest episode of the first 4. Mainly the pilot part, so you'd beg to differ. So good episode. As we usually say, check it out, because if you miss one episode,
Then
you actually become lost. You are lost. So, yeah, love the episode. Next week's episode was White Rabbit, which will be very short, Jack episode. So,
comment,
bye.
like, subscribe. Goodbye.